We're still plodding on, playing awfully well, and unfortunately still on course for a promotion, whether I want it or not. As we did last season, we are currently occupying second place. We've got 4 games left, 2 against teams that are quite low in the division, 2 against teams that are relatively high. One of them has the best name of all, Jeff United. We've been helped along the way from a few pretty good signings, actually. So if we hop over, we'll be able to have a little look at those. All of them on freeze, obviously. So you were aware of us signing Fukai. We've signed Shane Patinama, who is a Indonesian Dutch left wing back. He's pretty damn good. We've also brought in Mark Clark, who is also Indonesian and Dutch, and he's a good centre, kind of defensive mid. He's a challenge for Fukai. We've also loaned Renato Higashi. For the people that are paying attention, he was our player, but we sold him for an eye-watering amount of money to FC Tokyo, and they've loaned him back to us. So that's good. Picked up just shy of $500,000 for him. We've also made sales of Tokunaga, hence why we had to bring in Clark, because he was the backup for Fukai, whereas we've made 200 grand, signed a player that was considerably better, and we've leveled up and gained money, because why the hell not? We've also sold Fujisaki for 230k, who was one of our backup defenders, who we don't need. So, we've made 1.4 million, we've only spent 100k, and we've vastly improved our team. So those transfers and players and people improving leave us with the 3rd best team at the moment. Imbari are still on our tails, but we've got another chap in the Dream 11. Shane Patinama's come to join along. We're all having a wonderful time. So if we can just keep ourselves to ourselves, picking up some decent results as we have been doing against Fagiano and Okayama, we'll then have 2 games left in which we might be able to seal the title. And in classic fashion, we lost to the worst team in the league and picked up a decent result against one of the stronger ones. So we've had a 3-2 loss against Fagiano, seeing goals from Romario and Boateng, and unfortunately 3 goals from the opposition, but it's fine, we'll move on, we'll just pretend that never happened. We then picked up a 4-2 win against Jeff United. Every time, such a good name. Pongo getting a hat-trick for us, Ferreira picking up a goal. Leaves us with 2 games left and 5 points difference between ourselves and Tokushima Vortis. There is also the same gap between ourselves and the title, so it looks like that's kind of got out of our reach, unfortunately. So it's definitely not going to be picking up any silverware this year, but we may see ourselves in the top division with successive promotions with teams that shouldn't have even been in the top half either time. And here we are at the end of the season. We had 2 games left. We were 5 points either way. Did we manage to fall apart enough to let the team in 3rd catch us? Did we manage to get the title? I mean, no, you can see that we didn't get the title there because it's not on there. We'll have a little look at the guys that I've signed over the course of the season. I did bring in this chap towards the end of the year, Iksan Fandi? Not sure. He's Singapore and South Africa. He's a 6-foot forward. I must have had this guy on trial about 15 times because every time he kept asking for wages, they were appallingly expensive. So I managed to scramble him down towards 3 grand a week. But he looks all right. He played 1 game for us in the end and didn't score, but he did get an assist and a 7.5 rating, so that's not too shabby. The board are pretty happy with that. Likewise with Mark Clark, Patinama. Yanagi they weren't too keen on, which is understandable. Boateng smashed it. If we look at his goals, we order it by goals of people that I've signed. He was top. Gabriel was 2nd. He did pick up quite a nasty injury at the end of the season. And then Romario as well, getting 12. We're not doing too badly at all. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. They wanted us to finish mid-table. We finished 2nd. 2nd isn't mid. 2nd is high. 2nd good. We finished with that 5-point gap between ourselves and the teams ahead. And we actually did win both the games. So we started off with a 3-2 win away from home against Jubilo Iwata. Looked like that was going to be a draw, which would have taken it to the last game of the season. But Boateng popped up for us and getting a winner. I've got to be honest, I was thinking of coming back for these last 2 games, but I accidentally started to play this one, and I thought, you know what, if it finishes with a draw, we'll come back for the final game of the season, which it didn't. But for said final game of the season, we actually came away with a 3-0 win, even though Romario got himself sent off before half-time, which was awfully nice of him. But we managed to kind of eke through, I would say, but it looked comfortable, even with only having, well, a player missing for half of the match. We still comfortably saw him off. Boateng picking up 21 goals. I'm going to have a look, see if we can bring him in, but he's on loan, so it's unlikely. Cups, we're knocked out to Awara Red Diamonds, as we're aware. And then the Emperor's Cup, we did get past Yokohama, the top team, as we know, because we played them in the episode. We then played Katala Toyama, who were in the division below ourselves, and lost. Because, of course, we did. Our moments to remember, a 5-0 win against Fagiano Okayama. The match to remember was a 5-1 win against Sagan Tosu. And our goal of the season was that of Mark Clark. He didn't score many for us, potentially only one, but it was our best goal from the whole season. It was a daisy cutter from 25 yards. Let's have a little butcher, shall we? So it starts with a throw-in on our left side. A little bit of a messy build-up, but hopeful cross towards the back post. Defender clears it, Clark gets it, just straight up volleys it across his body. It was quite close to the goalkeeper, but not close enough. Beautiful goal. We'll take ourselves onto our finances. As you'd expect, these have all increased quite a bit, to be fair, from the previous season. Our club reputation as well has gone up to 2 stars, which is beautiful. No sponsorship deals of note here. The biggest jump is our broadcast revenue, going up from 663k to 2.1 million. And our shirt sales of 56 grand, which isn't a lot. But Fandy being top of the shirt sales is a bit of a madness, because he's only just joined us about a month ago. Clark, Fukai, Patanama, and Ferreira finishing off the top 5. Our team of the season is Trenkov in goal, Sadati, Kennedy, and Tanaka as our back 3. Okamoto and Taylor Nick outside with Figuera and Suzuki. We've got Endrick, Boateng, and Romario completing the top 3. The accolades this time, quite a few of them, as again. We'll jump over our records. So Boateng's taken most goals by a player. Likewise for the league goals, 3 less. Taking them off Suzuki from the previous season. Most goals in a match and most goals by a player in a match was Romario with his hat-trick. We did beat our record transfer at 100 grand signing Romario. As we said before, probably wouldn't have spent that much on him if it wasn't for the fact he had a funny name. We've got Renata Higashi, our highest transfer fee received, just shy of $500,000. Pongo with our fastest goal with 1 minute and 59 seconds. And our youngest goal scorer is now Kazushito Ishii, 17 years, 222 days. Who's our kind of centre-back, right-back. It's probably not going to be a regular start for us, if we're honest. Talking of young players, we've had our youth intake come through. Terrible. All of them are absolutely terrible. And that's for the team now, rather than building on, where hopefully we're going to be in a few years. Fans player of the season, young player of the season with both Boateng. Signing of the season was Patinama. Goal of the season we've just seen. Top goal scorer was Boateng as well. Most assists was Taylor Nick with 11. Most player of the matches and highest average rating was Boateng. And most passes per 90 was Miguel Ferreira. We'll have a look. Nice little quotes from the media there. And our manager timeline, we'll have a little scan through this. Because, I mean, why the hell not? Look at that, look at us go. Wow! Feel free to pause and read at any point. But we've had successive promotions, bottom to the top. Stevens has completed an epic journey, taking us from the bottom of the Japanese pyramid to the very top. Look at us go. There have been some changes coming in for next season. So the board are expecting me to build a new stadium, which I have no control over, but they've started to make plans on that, which are very, very, very loose plans. The only thing they've got is that they want it in the city of Namatsa. That's it. I don't have any idea of how much it's going to cost, when it's going to be put into plan, when they're going to break ground, how big the stadium's going to be. Not a clue. The supporters themselves are pretty happy as well, as you'd expect. And they did throw something else in, but I can't remember what it was. But all they want to do is just to attempt to avoid relegation and, yeah, do the same for the next, 5 years. So as long as we can keep on board, then we're in for a wonderful time. We'll have a little butchers to see who came down from the J1 League. So Tokushima Vortis was the playoff winner on our side from the 5 teams. They did lose to Avispa Fukuoka, unfortunately. So neither of those teams are going to change division this year. And then we've had relegations from Amiya Ardea, and the Varen Nagasaki, who lost the last of their 5 last games. We're doing okay. Kashima Antlers are smashing it. I mean, we're just going to get up there and just do whatever it is we can to try and stay in the division. I hope you enjoyed this kind of change of plan. I think I'm just going to do one season end review similar to this. It will be a little bit better in structure. But yeah, so this is going to be the end of the regular ones. We have got a video coming out in the next few days, which is a bit of an experiment, including Manchester City and Bury. So I hope you're going to tune in for that as well. It should be over there if it's not already. And thank you very much for your time.